All right, this is part number 5, or how would that be? Part 5 of this budget build on this old Silverado here. So I got underneath, and well, okay, let me move this before it falls on my head. I test fit this. It goes all the way to the front, and I got to cut it short right there because it just needs to be cut right there. Okay, so I'll move this, and then I'll climb underneath. All right, so what we got under this old truck, what I'm trying to do is keep it fairly reasonable, guys. I'm trying to keep this truck for as long as I can. Now, I know the cab mounts are rusted out here. I can go ahead and order some cab mounts. They just mount over here. So I believe this is the inner rocker. This is the piece that I'm going to refer to as the inner rocker panel. See, it's got that built-in X there. And I got to figure out how this gets replaced. Because usually when I do rockers, they're a little different. So this is another cab mount here. I got to go ahead and order that. But I could just cut that right here. I don't have to go any further. But then this one actually has real issues. So I'll have to take that bolt out and jack the cab up a smidge and do my replacement back where, you know, where the metal's good. Let's see here if we can see. Right about here. I'll go ahead and do that, but I'm going to do that later. So for now, what I need to do is, I don't know where this metal piece is. I'm not going to, you know, worry too much about replacing that. I'll try to just get as much stuff off of that as I can, but I have to figure out how this goes. I think it goes flat right there. I need to wire wheel all this and get it cleaned up, but I think the new plate, it's kind of hard with this sun, so I think that comes down. I'm going to try to attach it to as much of the good stuff back there as I can to try to keep as much structure, but I got to figure out which way it goes. So I think I just may have figured that out here. I think it turns up and goes in there. Yeah. So I'm going to keep all this as much right here as I can. Man, I wish that camera would focus better. But this goes back in there. So, and this is where the cab corner goes right here. Okay, so this answers my question. This is the flat part. So what I got to do is get it lined up to over here, figure out where I'm going to replace it to. Alright, this is all crappy footage, so I'm not going to try to do any more like this. And then it goes behind the other cab mount up there. So I'm going to start by cutting away as much of this bad stuff as I can. And then I have to cut this out a little bit right here. And the piece goes up behind this. So it'll make a lot more sense once I get started on it. Okay, so I just marked this with a pencil. I don't know if I should have split the difference. Maybe I'm going to do that. Maybe I'm going to cut half of it here and half of it here. That's what I'm going to do. I just thought about that. But then what I went and did was I have 2 of these grinders. I have one with a cutoff wheel on it because I used to always get tired of swipping it over to my flap disc. So, because I'm going to need the flap disc too, because you got to cut all that. But what I went and did was I got to figure out how to do this cab corner yet, because I don't want to pull the box. So what I went and did was I cut that out, trimmed it all up, tried to make it look a little better. Then I cut all this down. I cut all this edge right here to clean this up. Now this is only going to go to right here. So I cut this too, so that it's nice and square, so I can work on trying to figure something out later. But I'm going to go ahead and cut this. You guys don't want to hear that thing screaming in your freaking ear. So I'm going to go ahead and split this about halfway. And then cut the other half so that I can keep these centered. It ain't really going to make that bit of a difference, but I'm going to do it anyway. Alright, so I went through and hit this with the grinder. I can't really get on all the way that much. Now, once again, guys, this is just for me. This truck is for me. It's for nobody else. It is what it is. I just want the rocker panels to be in there. So this is what I'm going to do. I just don't want Bondo in there. So I went ahead and cleaned all that. Of course, there's better ways to do it. There's better ways to make it last longer. So to me, this is my truck and this is how I want to do it. So I understand there's plenty of other ways, right ways, wrong ways. Everybody's way is the right way. So with that being said, I ground this down. This is where I'm going to put a couple little Caterpillar goobered up welds here. Now this part here is still going to be short, so I have to make one of them because it only comes to this edge right here. So this truck's never going to be perfect, but it is what I like. That's it. So I'm not going to have holes in my rocker panels. My cute little lady's not going to get her leg caught on the rocker panel here trying to get in and out. Plus, you know, once I do the inside rocker, because I got to order cab mounts. I'm not going to put that inner piece in without doing them cab mounts first. Once I cut those out of the way, that'll go in place super easy. Then I can re-weld the cab mounts to that. Good to go. But for now, to get progress, I'm just going to do this outside rocker panel right here. And who knows what I'm going to do with the rest. I'm probably going to spray some rust neutralizing paint in there. And who knows? This is a as I go plan. But this will help a little bit of structure. Better than Bondo anyway. Alright. I'll let you know when I got more to report. Alright. This is where I got so far. I just put some self-tapping screws in there for now. Just to hold it in place. I forgot I got this metal before. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bend about up to there. I'm going to bend it at a 90-degree angle. Okay, so if I bend this at a 90-degree angle, right there, and what that's going to do is that's going to hook under here, okay? And then I'm going to measure however long it is so that I can weld it to that. It's going to take a couple of shots. We got a lump right there. But this is budget build, guys. This ain't no $1,023 a month payment and the damn thing still rusts. So it doesn't matter how much you pay for your truck. It's still going to rust. I am probably going to end up ordering new fenders. I'm really starting to like this truck a lot. And look how nice that looks. That rocker panel like that. I'm going to get the cab corner done. I forgot my welder runs on 220. My 220 plugs all the way over there. So what I'm going to have to do is get all this cleaned out tomorrow so that I could pull the truck in. Hug it to that side so I got a little bit of working room right here. This is my welding area, right from that cooler to that propane tank to that jack stand. That's how much room I have to weld. I forgot. So I'm going to go ahead and get that welded in tomorrow in that cab corner. But I got to tell you, let me see if I could try to get a far away better look. See, when you're looking at it like that, she's actually really starting to come together. Now I'm going to give you a good comparison for this other side over here. We put that door on today, and we see how all that's missing, and that's just like ugly under there. Problem was when we bought this door for 50 bucks or whatever it was, the guy told me that he had a hard time with the bottom, and we had a hard time with the bottom. So I'll show you on the other door. See, remember when the other side looked that bad? So what we did was my son was just looking at it to see how it came apart, and that's what we had to do to get that hinge broke. Right down here, this hinge. See, when all this wears away, this hinge is exposed to weather, and there's a little box right in there that you can access it through. So what I'm going to do is move the seat forward and stuff. But anyway, that door opening is the last of my concerns right now. I do need to get the gray plastic put on there someday. It really doesn't matter when. So anyway, I'm going to shoot some primer because it's probably going to rain tonight, just to get it covered up a little bit, that metal down there. But should have the cab corner fixed. I try to think that this is the right way by putting steel in there. Everybody else is going to argue with me. So whoever wants to fill their truck with Bondo, go ahead. I put steel in there. You know, I'm going to weld it in. There's 100 different ways of doing it. Whatever works for you best is the one you need to do. If you need to leave your truck like that, then do it. Doesn't matter. Whatever makes you happy. Makes me happy thinking I'm doing kind of the right thing. So I have some ideas. I went over some ideas how that's going to get fixed. But it involves a coat hanger. So, alright guys. Talk to you later. We ran into a little bit of a problem. This door here wouldn't open. Then we just got mad at it. That doggone latch right there just sucks. You know, I wonder if we could get to it from the inside and take them bolts out.
Well, you see the panel here. I see an access panel.
Now the problem is we put the door on, the new used door, and I kind of like my patches design here. Bottom latch is stuck again. So we're gonna have to take it back apart to get the latch unstuck. Probably just buy a new one.
But door still
yeah, shuts. And it looks better. Truck looks a lot better without a rotted out bottom of a door. So that's it.